And a good Monday to you. The Seahawks left little doubt that they're for real this season by jumping out to a 35-0 lead over Arizona. They went on for a 44-22 win yesterday in Seattle. DeMarcus Lawrence had not one but two scoop and score touchdowns on sacked fumbles by Jacoby Brissett in the first half as the Seahawks improved to 7-2 on the season. D-Law, as they called him, said it's how they drew it up.
Shoot, first and foremost, all glory to God. I mean, shoot, you can't, draw that up. I mean, T. Knight did a great job, running the play exactly how Coach McDonald drew it up. And, I was the lucky recipient of the two forced fumbles. So I take it every day. I definitely can see we building something special. It's some things that we can clean up and get better at, but, that's a testament to, the detail that we put into our work each and every day. Yeah, man, I mean, the sky's the limit from here. It's just all about us, continuing to come together with our camaraderie, and taking it one day at a time.
Seattle got a little sloppy in the second half with a couple of turnovers, but Coach Mike McDonald was pleased with the overall performance in the win.
Great win at home in the division. Obviously a great start to the game. Offense going down, scoring a touchdown, defense coming back, getting off to a significant lead there. Just it was a little funky there in the second half. It's just a kind of a weird game that, all the things that happened, all the takeaways down in our area. I thought our defense played really hard. They came up big in some of those short area drives. And then it was great to put the game away on offense with some of those, those 4-minute drives, running the ball and closing it out. So plenty of stuff to work on, plenty of stuff to work on, operationally. I thought we did some good things, but some things we want to, be able to address. And but look, anytime a win in our league is hard. It's hard to get to, and it takes everybody. It took all 70 today. We had some guys go down this week, as you guys are well aware, and we had guys step up, and nobody flinched, and it took all 70 again. So that's how we roll.
Sam Darnold was 10 of 12 for 178 yards, a touchdown, interception, and a fumble. Seattle heads for L.A. to face the Rams this Sunday in a battle for the top spot in the NFC West. Speaking of the Rams, they dominated the 49ers yesterday as Matthew Stafford threw for 4 touchdown passes to lead L.A. over San Francisco 42-26. Rams and Seahawks tied atop the division at 7-2. Wisconsin scored 10 unanswered points in the third quarter to beat Washington 13-10 Saturday in college football. Montana edged Eastern Washington 29-24. Taylor Justice rushed for 157 yards and 2 touchdowns. Central Washington rolled up over 400 yards on the ground and a 73-7 win over Sul Ross State. Washington State had a bye. Well, the Seattle Kraken went 1-1 in NHL play over the weekend. Shane Wright scored the game winner in overtime Saturday in St. Louis as the Kraken came out on top of the Blues 4-3. Seattle was in Dallas yesterday to face the Stars and couldn't overcome some weary legs in back-to-back games, falling 2-1. Seattle's back home tomorrow night to host Columbus at 7 o'clock. That's on Kong TV. The Wenatchee Wild have won back-to-back games for the first time this season in Western Hockey League play. Wenatchee beat Portland on Friday night at the Wolves' Den 6-3. Austin Andrade had the call on the Wenatchee Wild Hockey Network.
On the end boards, Rios, nowhere to go with it, tapped out right hash mark for Chapush. Wrist shot, sharp angle, save, rebound, they score! Rios taps that one home. He's on the scoreboard. Brown loses this one. 3-on-1 come the Wild. Rios over the blue line. Waits. Wrist shot. He scores! Short side, stick side. Sean Rios, 2-0. 16 seconds remaining in the 4-on-3. Chance from the right circle and a save made. Cleared back out, right point for Toll. Feints on a slap shot. Over to Kraft. Wrist shot. He scores! Portland still trapped in their own end. 4 minutes played in the third. Wild up 3-0. Turnaround toss right circle. Rio sent that one wide. He's looking for hats now. Far face-off dot. That one trickles through. They score! Knocked down in the corner is Duguay. Portland still with it. Miller across. One-timer free. They score from the left wing face-off dot, and it's a power play goal for the Winterhawks to cut it 4-1. Right face-off circle. Chased into the corner with Nathan Brown. Feeds it out front. One-timer. Vanek. He scores again. Out of the zone first, though. 22 seconds left on the power play. 5-on-3. It'll go to a 5-on-4 as McLaughlin ropes it down the zone and into the back of the net. It's power play goal. It's 5-2. McLaughlin smashes a pass, right wing. Stolen, cleared, down the ice, just wide, long bounce. Here's Campion, his first goal as a Wenatchee Wild defenseman. Pashnichka rips it from the left wing face-off circle. It is in the net. He missed it high to Versnick, had it bounce off the top of the net, off the back, and trickle in. And the Wenatchee Wild, in front of the families, win this one decisively.
Saturday was Military Appreciation Night at the Town Toyota Center. As Prince George came calling, the Wild were able to send a huge crowd home happy with a 2-1 win.
Throws it wide of the net, looking for a Karen Saab, trying to jam in the long bounce. Wouldn't go for him. Wenatchee's looking for those long bounces, see if they can get something through. They get something through from the right wing. They score. Grosskloss with the throw. Did Saab get a touch on it at the end? Wenatchee with a 1-0 lead. Saab sends it the rest of the way. Gonna fly this one back out. Stolen, swept back in with Fluker. On the end wall. Drop back for Saab. 360 out front, they score! Grosskloss returns the favor. It's 2-0. Point held in by Carls, batted out of the zone by Rios. Everybody out for the Cougars with 12:50 to go in the third. They trail by 2. Trying to grind it to the net. Ash has it. Conway spins around. He's got possession of the puck. The red light is not on, and another outstanding save. Cal Conway does it again. Rimmed all the way through. Half wall to half wall. Up top for Anisimov. Left wing. Return to Anisimov. Wrist shot down the slot. Save made. Tumbling over to his left. Conway gets some help, but lost the paddle. Playing without a stick. Anisimov. Right wing. One-timer. They score. Thrown on right circle, blocked wide, down to 7 seconds to play. On the end boards, looking for a shot, chased along the wall, saw it, down to 2, down to 1, it's cleared away! Wenatchee knocks off the BC division leading Prince George Cougars. Cal Conway, mercy! 36 saves, his first win in the Western Hockey League.
Wenatchee plays at Seattle tomorrow night before traveling to Portland Friday and hosting Prince Albert Saturday at 6 o'clock. Well, recapping the weekend of prep playoff football, Michael Mojica scored twice on the touchdown runs. Ryan Branham intercepted twice. Wenatchee saw its season come to an end in Chiawana, falling 35-14. Sumner rushed for 232 yards and scored 5 touchdowns on the ground to end Eastmont's season 62-0. Elijah Burns rushed for 157 yards and 2 touchdowns, while Brady J threw for 5 touchdowns as Moses Lake held off Issaquah 49-35 Saturday. The Mavericks will host Bothell in the first round of the state 4A tournament. That'll be Saturday at 1 o'clock. Royal earned the number 1 seed and Cashmere number 2 in the state 1A tournament. The Knights cruised by Kingsway Christian Friday 69-0. Ryland Handmaker threw for 3 touchdowns in Cashmere's 64-0 win over Klamath Saturday. Both the Knights and Bulldogs have first-round byes at the state 1A tournament. Omak rolled over Colville 42-16. The Pioneers will travel to Rochester for a first-round game. Date and time yet to be determined on that one. 3 of the 5 CWAC teams advanced to the state 2A tournament. Prosser beat North Mason Friday 42-14. Othello ran by Renton Saturday 48-6. East Valley shut out the Rogers of Spokane team 56-0. Ephrata's season came to an end with a 38-14 loss to Steilacoom. Sela also saw its season end Saturday with a 45-0 loss at Seaholm. Okanagan and Liberty Bell advanced from the 2B schools in north central Washington. Bulldogs whipped up Warden Friday 50-0. Liberty Bell walloped White Swan 86-22. Okanagan will host Reardon in a first-round game of the State 2B tournament. That's Friday night at 7. Liberty Bell will travel to Unalaska Saturday at 1. Tonasket fell to Clay Elm 38-6, while Columbia Burbank beat Brewster 29-12. The Tigers and Bears seasons are over. Well, Manson finished its season on a winning note Friday, downing Medical Lake 13-0 in a tiebreaker playoff game Saturday at Lake Roosevelt. Antioch topped Oroville 8-0 before falling to Moses Lake Christian 14-8. Lions will play a first first-round state 1B playoff game at Wahkiakum Friday night at 7 o'clock. NA's first-round game will be at Elmira Cooley Heartline. That is Saturday at 1 p.m. Well, Cashmere claimed a girls' district soccer title over the weekend while Moses Lake advanced to the state 4A tournament. The Mavericks ended Eastmont's season Saturday at Wildcat Stadium 3-0. Moses Lake will play at Issaquah in the first round. That'll be at 6 o'clock, and we'll get that more confirmed coming up tomorrow. Cashmere edged Natchez Valley 1-0 to win the District 5 1A tournament. Bulldogs will host Tenino in the first round of the state 1A tournament. That will be also this week. Cascade advanced to state with a 6-1 win over Riverside. Kodiaks will travel to Blaine to face Linden Christian in the first round. Cle edged Brewster 2-1 to take the District 5 1B 2B championship Saturday. Bears will host Lopez Island in the first round of the state 1B 2B tournament. Pateros beat Liberty Bell in a seeding game 3-1. The Nannies will face Freeman in the first round. Mountain Lions will play Cross Point Christian in the first round as well. Okanagan beat Highland 2-1. The Bulldogs will play Napa Vine in their first round game. Wenatchee is once again the District 5 4A volleyball champions. The Panthers swept Davis for the district championship Saturday. Davis also advanced to state with a 3-1 win over West Valley. Tonasket edged Manson for the District 5 2B tournament in Moses Lake, 3-2. Brewster had its season come to an end, falling to Riverview 3-0. Unfortunately, Manson and Tonasket wound up in the same bracket for the state 2B tournament, which begins Wednesday in the Sun Dome. The Trojans will face LaConner in the first round at 9:45 a.m., while the Tigers will take on Toledo. If they both win, they'll face off in the quarterfinals Wednesday night at 7:15. Eddie at Waterville, Mansfield, and Soap Lake will play in the state 1B tournament. That's also in Yakima beginning on Wednesday. Chelan heads to the state 1A volleyball tournament after winning the district championship Saturday over Cashmere, 3-1. The Goats are the #1 seed and will face the Bear Creek School Friday at 10:45. Cashmere received a 5 seed and will face Omak in the first round Friday at 9 a.m. Pioneers advance with Saturday's sweep of Medical Lake. That's a look at sports news. I'm Eric Granstrom. Have a happy Monday.